125 Western Championship chase, which saw Shea Bentley win the title by 2 points over David Pingree. Well, now we've got another one on our hands, the 125 East, and where the top 3 riders, David Bailey, are separated by only 4 points.
Well, if you thought the West Coast title was great down to the wire, this one's even better. You've got 3 guys in there battling for the title, and it's the second to the last round, so we get to watch this evolve. The thing I find interesting is all these guys are very different in style and technique, their personalities. You've got Brock Sellards, the Bulldog. He bulldogs that bike around there with muscle like Mike LaRocco in the 250 class. Then you've got the finesse of Ron Cotta. Pastrana is somewhere in the middle. He can do it all.
Turning to the 250s, we've got McGrath going for his 7th Supercross championship. But all of a sudden, Kevin Windham comes alive. He wins last week, and he returns to his native soil here in Louisiana this week.
Well, Kevin needed to believe that he could win. You know, it's a psychological battle at the 250 class at that top level. Jeremy has dominated that category for years, and Kevin needed to believe in himself. Lately, he's beaten McGrath in the heat race a couple of times. Coming off that win in Dallas, coming back into the building where he won the last time. He's got the ball rolling.
Davey Coombs is in the pit area now with Kevin.
Well, for the first time this year, momentum might belong to Team Honda because Kevin Windham's coming off that big win in Dallas, and now, Kevin, you're back in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's great to be home and coming off of the win in Dallas last week. Momentum's definitely on my side right now, and I'm looking forward to just getting out there and riding in front of the hometown crowd and you know, putting in a strong finish. There's a lot of guys out there riding strong tonight. Hopefully I can come out on top.
Well, we'll see. Kevin's going to be coming up here in the heat races. Art?
Here's how Kevin, Jeremy, and the rest will get to the main event. The top 4 from each of the 2 qualifiers get a direct transfer to the main. The rest head to the semis where the top 5 graduate. The final 2 gate positions come out of the last chance qualifier, and this track is very similar to last week. Lots of hardpack, David.
That's going to make it important to stay exactly in your line or you're going to get a lot of wheel spin. The longest start of the season into that left-hand first corner. The section riders were having trouble with, though, is right here. This rhythm section. As they come out of the left-hand corner, they'll go up on a plateau, back off, and they're going to jump all the way over this plateau, which sets them up for that triple into the corner. Big time saver. Back through the whoop section right there. And after the whoop section, they're going to make a left and head across the starting line. And after the triple here, that corner, I expect to see some block passing. A great opportunity. Back across the starting line again into a technical triple right before the finish.
The 250 is already at the gate for our first qualifying heat. David Willem, number 934, the 3-time winner. Also in this particular heat is Mike LaRocco, number 5 on the AMSOIL competition Honda. And we're set to go now for our first qualifying heat for the 250s here at the Superdome. LaRocco, number 5, with a great start. Number 934, David Villeman, getting a challenge after getting the whole shot.
He's a little bit better line through that corner approaching the triple, so he distances himself from everyone. LaRocco, though, a great start. Looked like he had the whole shot to me, but he let off at the first turn a little early. I think Villeman pinched his line.
Yeah, he hit the brakes, it looked like, in our shot as Villeman now starts to really get a lead. And jumping in front in second place now is number 36, Jason McCormick out of the Pacific Northwest. Basically a 125 rider, McCormick for Planet Honda.
This is the problem when LaRocco does get a good start. He just doesn't ride well in that first couple of laps. You're seeing it right now. There's no way McCormick should be able to go around LaRocco, and Tortelli just went around him right there as well. So
number 36, Jason McCormick, Tortelli number 21 after completion of the first lap in second and third, with LaRocco drifting back to 4th. Michael Craig, the privateer, is behind the 3 Hondas.
Villeman's already got a 6-second lead over these guys, and Tortelli
moving on McCormick.
He had a little bit better line, just like Villeman was using out front to approach the triple, was able to work his way around. Look at LaRocco.
LaRocco now gets by McCormick as we shift back to our leader, number 934, David Villeman. Villeman has been posting a fantastic rookie year. Of course, once you get a rider like Jeremy McGrath winning 10 races in his rookie 250 season, everything else looks minuscule compared, but Villeman with 3 wins on the season and 10 podiums certainly has everything to be proud of, I think.
This guy is so clever, figuring out the fastest way around the racetrack. He's doing some things a little bit different than the other guys. We'll have to wait and see in the second heat compared to Villeman what these guys choose to do out there. But Villeman uses his body so much to get the traction he needs. On a track this slippery with those dirt clods kind of floating around outside the groove, you really got to be on top of your game.
Jeremy McGrath leads most of the statistical categories this year in Supercross, but if Villeman wins this heat, he gets his 10th heat win, which would tie Jeremy McGrath. Jeremy, of course, coming up in the second qualifying heat. The battle for fourth is on now. As remember, only the top 4 qualify for the main event. Villeman, Tortelli, Larocco, and Craig.
Now these guys, both Dowd and Craig, have pulled away from McCormick, who held down second there briefly. Craig doing a good job of hanging in there.
It'd be interesting to see how Team Kawasaki's number 16, John Dowd, can get in that mix. He's already gotten by Michael Craig, but makes a little mistake there. His big assignment now is to make some space between 4th and 5th as we go back to our leader, number 934, Villeman.
Watch him use his body right here in the approach of this triple. Squats down, tries to keep the bike low in the air. Look at the momentum he carries through the corner. I tell you, that doesn't look fast, but it's extremely fast to be able to get in there, just cruise on that throttle real lightly and get on it hard where you know you got enough traction. He's been doing that great all day.
This is the first time he's raced in the Bayou City. New Orleans late in the schedule in the 250s. He was always in Europe going back to his GP days. So as Villeman holds down a decisive lead with Tortelli and Larocco behind him. We'll be right back to the Superdome in a moment.
Hey, welcome to the Suzuki Fest 2000 Deli. Care to try a new Suzuki motorcycle with $400 free accessories? I suggest the Katana 750 or 600 and a helmet. The Bandit 1200 and 600 are house favorites and go great with leather jackets. Today's special is the GS 500E with a side of gloves and a helmet. Everything's good, even the financing, like 0 down, low APR, and low payments on selected models.
Come into Suzuki Fest 2000 today. Free accessories, great financing. Offers end April 30th.
All right, so what do you like?
The greatest motorcycle racing on Earth reaches its climax on May 6th. And now, for the first time ever, you can see it live. This season, young new riders promise to challenge 6-time Supercross champion Jeremy McGrath for the title. It's pure excitement, some say pure lunacy. Be there as the championship comes down to the finish line. EA Sports Supercross Finals live on pay-per-view Saturday, May 6th at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. To order, call your cable or satellite company.
This is my cousin Giorgio from Italy.
Buongiorno.
Word has it, he knows Italian food like nobody else. So I took him to the Olive Garden for an Italian feast. Right away, he wanted their tour of Italy. 3 of the foods Italians love most. Lasagna classico, chicken parmigiana, and creamy fettuccine alfredo. Plus, all the salad and breadsticks you want, all for $9.95. That's Hospitaliano. You'll love how Italian our Italian is. She thinks you're handsome. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Joe is looking for a job. He's actually looking right now. Joe called 1-877-SNELLING. Snelling finds people jobs for free. He starts in the morning.
Behind every great champion is a great spark plug. Now get Splitfire performance at incredible prices. Splitfire, because performance is everything.
Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross is being brought to you by Honda Motorcycles. Get great deals on our coolest shadows during the Road to Savings. By Toyota Trucks, unbreakable every day. And by Suzuki during Suzuki Fest 2000. Get $400 worth of free accessories and great financing on selected models. Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross from New Orleans, and in our qualifying heat, number 934 is just ripping off the laps, David.
Look how fast he goes into this corner. He's gone to that corner so fast a couple of times under braking. The rear wheel's coming off the ground. He's steering it on the front wheel. The guy's just got an incredible sense of balance.
Meanwhile, Sebastian Tortelli, number 21, is in second place, and this would be one of his finer appearances in qualifying right now, as this is a learning year for Sebastian. Let's go down to Davey and check in with him.
Well, Sebastian almost got a very hard lesson today, Art. In practice on that triple jump right before the finish line, he hit neutral and he tried to jump the whole thing. Cartwheeled his bike into the third jump. Team Honda got a big scare because Tortelli is their go-to man for the Outdoor Nationals coming up in a month. But he got up and it turned out the bike was bent more than he was. Just a little scare for Tortelli and Honda.
Tortelli 1 place from his Supercross goal this year, and his goal was to be 5th in points in Supercross, but to be much better in the top 3 in the Outdoor Nationals.
Well, I don't mind the top 5 in the Supercross, but I do mind the top 3 in the outdoors. He's so talented, so skilled and experienced out there. He really should be shooting for number 1 and nothing else.
I have a feeling when he gets on the track, he will, just like David Villeman here in this qualifying heat, saying hello to his buddies in the stands.
He's very aware of the people out there. In the second practice, once he dialed in the track, he spent a lot of time looking up into the stands going, okay, guys, ready for this? Here we go. And he would do some tricks over the triple. He's obviously having a lot of fun out there. The way he goes around that corner, he hits the beginning of the berm, cuts out of it, and then hits it again at the end. It saves 5 feet of racetrack. And he's able to get on the power smoother and carry more speed down the straightaway.
And the long straightaway. He's trying to front wheelie. He's got such a lead. He's looking at the checkers. David Villeman gets the checkers and wins the qualifying round with a great cross-up. The battle for second is on with Tortelli, number 21. Right behind him is also a Honda, Mike LaRocco. I don't think LaRocco does not have the time to catch him as Tortelli comes across in second place. LaRocco qualifying for the main event in third.
Well, LaRocco's got to be mad at himself. You can see him shaking his head right there going, what was I thinking in that first half a lap? That was the race for him. Otherwise, I think he's fast enough to hang with Villeman, or at least make Villeman a little nervous.
As we take a look at the official Suzuki results page, Villeman, Tortelli, LaRocco, and John Dowd on the Kawasaki qualifying for the main event.
Well, David, you look like you're having a lot of fun out there. The cross-ups, the hill clickers. We even saw you try to do a front-wheel wheelie.
Yeah, I tried that, but did not work. My brake was too hot, maybe. And I did a pretty good race. My Yamaha put a great air shot, and I could ride very free. And I got a good line, and hopefully I can ride like that in the main.
Good job, and like Art just said, you're probably more entertaining than some of the free riders we've been seeing.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. Thanks a lot.
Little different than some of the Frenchmen we've known in the past. The McGrath-Kevin rivalry continues next when heat number 2 gets underway from the Superdome in New Orleans.
Loudon Motorsports is proud to announce that they now feature Suzuki motorcycles and ATVs.
They have great products. They have wonderful on-off-road bikes. They've got great four-wheelers that are perfect for anything and everything you need to do around the farm or just plain.
Expanding the business, Loudon Motorsports now carries all the Suzuki Cruisers, sport bikes, motocross bikes, dirt bikes, and all-terrain vehicles. You've got to visit the showroom with all the flashy 2000 model Suzukis, including the GSXR 750 sport bike. Visit Loudon Motorsports and Power Equipment in Leesburg on Catoctin Circle.
One price buy, only at Templeton Dodge Olds in Tysons.
It's graduation time, and a neon from Templeton is the perfect way to get ready as you head off to school next year.
Get neons as low as $188 per month. Plus, on every neon, get 0.9% financing that can save you up to $4,200 or get $1,500 cash back.
Wow! Neons for $188 per month plus 0.9% financing or $1,500 cash back? That adds up to great savings for you.
Templeton Dodge Olds in Tysons.
Tonight on ESPN at 7, the Stanley Cup playoffs continue as the Devils battle the Maple Leafs in Game 2. At 10, Baseball Tonight, and at 11, Sports Center. On ESPN2 at 6, Sports Center. At 7, Winston Cup Happy Hour, followed at 8 by the return of Major League Soccer. And at 11:30, NHL Tonight. And on ESPN Classic at 6, the Broadway Blue Shirts Dream Season continues. And at 9, Lefty Drysdale wins his first ACC title. Do you have all the ESPN networks?
Welcome back to New Orleans. In the last 3 qualifiers, McGrath has been beaten 3 times, once by Ricky Carmichael in Minnesota and Wyndham in Pontiac and Texas Stadium. Maybe that's a chink in the armor of this great champion.
You see him right there fiddling with that clutch to get the adjustment just right, the sign sideways.
10 wins are represented in 3 riders in this qualifying heat. Ricky Carmichael Kevin Windham bar to bar with McGrath right behind him. Oh, what a matchup we've got. Ricky Carmichael takes the lead. Ricky Carmichael, number 4, the winner at Daytona on the Kawasaki. Kevin Windham, of course, the crowd favorite here in Louisiana. And then Jeremy McGrath. Damon Huffman on the Team Suzuki is in 4th right now.
I can't wait to see what happens in this heat race. All 3 of the top guns in this running 1, 2, 3.
Here comes Windham, the crowd standing and cheering, but Carmichael won't let loose. Windham has the inside. Look at Carmichael's move. Oh, my goodness.
Look at that. Windham under braking so hard, lifts the rear wheel off the ground.
Back and forth we go. The first lap completed, and McGrath is right on Windham's tail as well.
I wish it would stay like this. Look how good this is.
This is turning out to be one of the greatest races of the year here in the qualifying heat.
McGrath just sitting back there going, you should see it from my view. Go ahead and take each other out, and I'll just ride right between you.
Kevin Windham, the adrenaline's got to be a little extra pump.
This is good, though. This kind of a tight fight right here. Short sprint race to get to the main. These guys are all in the main if they just stay where they are. But it breaks the ice.
Carmichael, our leader. Windham right behind him. It's just a bang-bang affair with McGrath right there. You see number 1 coming through the shot. Ricky Carmichael. Windham, back and forth we go over the finish line jump. The crowd is cheering for Windham. Bar to bar we go. Windham gets a nice hop there, but Carmichael cuts to the inside once again.
You know, this is just unbelievable tactics right here, and it shows how great the track design is. I really didn't think that when I first saw it, but you can see that you're able to pass right back, and McGrath hasn't been able to take advantage yet. I have a feeling that may change.
Where is it going to change, David? Where do you think he's selected?
I don't think he's figured it out just yet. I think he's trying to stay close enough that these guys will be so concerned with themselves they'll hold each other up, one of these block passes, and he'll be able to get right by. One place I've seen as they're approaching is the triple.
Oh, Carmichael a little bit slow. Here comes McGrath. McGrath makes the move on Windham. Looks to his side as he comes across in 2nd place. Jeremy McGrath taking it one at a time this time. I thought he might be able to take both of them in one move.
That approach to the triple right there is where Jeremy had been making up ground on these guys because they were blocking each other in the corner before, didn't have the fastest rhythm.
Here comes McGrath making the move on the inside to Ricky Carmichael. Just didn't quite have the advantage, but look at this in the whoops. McGrath. Windham right behind him. Windham goes to the inside of Carmichael and both riders. Oh, my goodness, what a race.
And look who's in the lead of it. The man. Jeremy bluffs those guys a little bit. He starts into that next right-hand corner. He checked to see what his lead was on the exit. And he aimed into the inside so no one could get a wheel in.
This heat race is half over, and I bet these fans are wishing that it was only 1/3 over.
This was Jeremy going around the outside of Carmichael, the final pass for the lead. Kevin also sneaks in there. Now, Jeremy doesn't know that. He takes a look back right here. He goes, okay, it's Kevin. He's probably not going to come under me here, but he didn't take any chances. He got through there quick.
Jeremy McGrath, his move for the lead. Kevin Windham in 2nd place. Ricky Carmichael now in 3rd. This incredible qualifying race continues when we return to the Superdome in New Orleans.
For everyone with the hunger. For everyone with the addiction. For everyone who rides. Dunlop Superiority.
Hey, let's get a picture, okay? Look at the picture right here. Look. Hey. Oh, no, bud. Hey. Okay. Yeah, good.
Devils, Maple Leafs, Game 2, tonight at 7 on ESPN. The greatest motorcycle racing on Earth reaches its climax on May 6th, and now for the first time ever, you can see it live. EA Sports Supercross Finals live on pay-per-view Saturday, May 6th at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. To order, call your cable or satellite company.
Welcome back to the Superdome for more EA Sports Supercross. Number 1, Jeremy McGrath. After being defeated the last 3 qualifiers, has taken charge here in New Orleans. He's had some help from other riders, David.
Kevin Wyndham looked like he was about to start reeling McGrath in again. Watch the approach of this corner. He comes in a little bit early. He has a tendency to not put his feet down in some of those tight corners. Right there, he needed it to keep his balance. You can see there's all kinds of rocks and debris all over the track that you've got to be on your toes for, and right there he got caught off guard.
And you saw Carmichael zip by him, and so Kevin Wyndham now is in 4th, the final transfer spot. Also taking advantage of that spill was number 20, Damon Huffman. The white flag is out. It's the final lap for Jeremy McGrath. So what started out to be one of the most exciting races of the year, with 3 guys going at it all the way, it turns into a Jeremy McGrath, Ricky Carmichael 1-2 punch.
I think McGrath's the one with all the punches. I mean, look at the lead he's built on Carmichael right now, and you know Carmichael's got to be scratching his head going, how fast do I have to go? I mean, you know, he led the race, he held off the challenges and Wyndham, he passed those guys back a number of times, but still he's losing time to McGrath. He always comes out ahead of these battles. Big confidence booster, too, going to the main event to know he can get in a race like that and work his way past them all.
A good example of the tremendous spirit of Jeremy McGrath and why he's won 6 titles in 7 years as he takes the checkered flag.
And his lap times were faster than Villeman's. His best lap was a 48.2, Villeman's a 48.6. So he is definitely on.
The spirit of a great champion, Jeremy McGrath.
He's putting his fist in the air like he just won the main. That's an important win right there, Art. You got to stop that momentum of Wyndham.
As we take a look at the Honda results page now, it's McGrath, Carmichael, Huffman, and Wyndham going to the main event. Kyle Lewis and the rest going to the semis.
Jeremy, we've seen you dice with the best Supercross riders in the world, but rarely do we get to see 3 of you out there like that. But once again, you put it to them.
Well, Davey, the track is really tight tonight, and you know it made for three-way battle there, and I was trying to just keep my smarts behind the guys and just try and go through my mind and see what they're going to do and kind of play out their situation, and worked out good. There's no way we can race 20 laps like that, so I got to make the first 10 laps count.
Well, how close was it? It looked like you got a little burn there on your number plate.
Yeah, that all started in the first corner. Larry Ward was on my inside, and I came in pretty hot on the outside, and I hit the brakes, and I don't think he stopped as fast as I did. I think he used me for a little bit of a burn, but it worked out for me. I'm all right.
Well, you guys, it's getting rough down here.
We'll take another look at this start. Coming off the line, it didn't look like McGrath had the whole shot, but he leaves it on into the corner, goes wide, knocks Larry Ward off the track, Heath Voss off to the side, and unlike last week, McGrath stayed up.
If you think that was wild, take a ride now with the top privateer, Heath Voss.
Well, he's got Jeremy just to his left. It looks like Jeremy's got the whole shot, but he can't make the corner. It goes wide. You see Larry Ward tip over. Voss has nowhere to go but out to the cement.
And as long as he doesn't gain a position, he can get back on the track, but he's on his way to the semifinals. The semifinals coming up next from the Superdome in New Orleans.
Rated E for everyone. Super Cross 101. Oops. Whoops. Superman. Superman. Med. Ick. Medic. This power band poppin' on the pipe handlebar to handlebar lesson has been brought to you by Supercross 2000 and the letters EA Sports. It's in a game.
Mario Perillo here, taking you to Italy with Domino's new Italian Originals Chicken Grill Pizza. Travel with me, Mr. Italy, through tender chicken marinated in a medley of Italian spices. Meander through slice after slice of Tuscany with seasoned onions. Marvel at the colors of the peppers, red, yellow, and green. You'll have a wonderful time. Call now for Domino's new Italian Originals Chicken Grill Pizza. This promises to be the pie of a lifetime.
Tomorrow, the road trip rolls on to Qualcomm, where Chipper Jones and the hard-hitting Braves look to heat it up against the Padres. The ultimate road trip at San Diego. Braves, Padres, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Last year's race at the Louisiana Superdome was round 14 of the 16-race National Championship Supercross Series. For Jeremy McGrath, a finish of 4th or better would clinch his 6th Supercross title, even if second in points Mike LaRocco won the remaining 3 races. When McGrath made it through the first corner and number 3 Mike LaRocco did not, the title was all but in the bank. Ezra Lusk, looking for his 4th win of the year, got the whole shot, followed closely by Larry Ward, Robbie Raynard, Ricky Carmichael, and Jeremy McGrath, who at that point needed only to stay upright to clinch the crown. But hey, champions always go for the win. McGrath passed Carmichael. Robbie Raynard had dropped off the pace, so when McGrath passed Ward, he was in 2nd place. Ezra Lusk went on to take the win, his 4th of the season, while McGrath had a 2nd place for the night. More importantly, that 2nd place sewed up McGrath's 6th championship in 7 years. Hugs all around for the best Supercross rider in history, and that was New Orleans, 1999.
Welcome back to Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross as we look forward now to our first semifinal round. Number 51. He's got the Ironman title. He's made both the 125 and 250 main events the last 4 races. And number 43, way back in the 80s, it seems like now, but it wasn't that far back. Number 43, Michael Craig. He won down in Tampa. We're ready to go for the first semifinal round. That's McCormick, a 125 rider. Jason McCormick out of the Pacific Northwest. Number 62 is James Pavolny. We've got a lot of 125 riders trying to make the 250 main. The 125ers season out west has concluded, and they want more action. Craig has moved into 3rd. At 36 is your Jason McCormick. 62 Pavolny. As they come through the whoops.
You can see that that's starting to develop into a one-line situation. No one wanted to go anywhere other than the middle. That will start to get so deep it might not be the best line. They'll start looking around somewhere else.
Michael Craig with blonde hair now.
Well, McCormick was up front in his heat race. This time he doesn't have Villeman, LaRocco, Tortelli, all those guys breathing down his neck. He should be able to hang on to the lead here, or at least top 3, give himself a pretty good starting position for the main event.
Michael Craig actually has the highest finish of any privateer this season. He had back-to-back 9th place finishes at St. Louis and Minnesota. Also has won 2 semifinal events, and that's number 43 coming into your picture in 3rd place. Jason Thomas behind him, number 51 of those whoops. The top 5 will qualify. 5 more riders will get to go to the main event out of this semifinal round, and we'll find out who they are when we return to New Orleans.
The thrills of the most exciting sport in America with his genuine, officially licensed NASCAR wall clock. Each hour, you'll hear 40 full seconds of actual NASCAR racing sound bites. You'll hear the engine roar, the surge of power, the tight turns, and even the pit stop. The face of the clock has the NASCAR logo, plus the car number and signature of your favorite driver. Dale Jarrett, Kenny Irwin, Jeff Burton, Bobby Labonte, Terry Labonte, Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, or Rusty Wallace. The hour hand is a wrench, the minute hand is a screwdriver, and the sweep second hand has a miniature race car. There are even flashing headlights. The official NASCAR wall clock is only $19.95, complete with a certificate of authenticity. Call now and ask about this special NASCAR watch.
To order your NASCAR wall clock, call toll-free 1-800-971-2288 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus shipping and handling to the address on your screen. Call 1-800-971-2288.
Welcome back to New Orleans in the Superdome. We've got quite a race on now for the lead. Jason McCormick holding on, but Michael Craig has been testing him at times bar to bar on this terrific track. Crossing the finish line in our semifinal round, the top 5 make it into the main event. Jason McCormick, though, has held on nicely.
He has, and you can see the pressure that Mike Craig has applied. He's setting up this corner here. He's going to come in wide. The lapper kind of ruined that idea for him, but the last time through, as they go around this right-hand corner into the whoop section, is where Craig got right up next to him, and McCormick slammed the door at the end.
He's got a lap and a half left, really, to make the move, and will it be in the whoops? Number 43 comes through the whoops. Oh, that was a nice ride.
And that time he made sure to position himself to the inside, hang on to it. He got shoved to the outside before. Craig had to earn this. Sorry, Art, he had to come from behind. He's definitely the fastest guy of this group.
The white flag is out for Michael Craig. He won it in 1994 at Tampa, where he came out and said, hey, Jeremy McGrath is beatable. Nobody else would say that, and he did, and he actually won the race.
And you got to admire that. But you're looking at a freight train battle behind him. All those guys approaching the corner at the tail end of it. Greg Schnell, number 63, is in 6th. He's got a half a lap to pick up a spot, or else he's got to have to go to the last chance qualifier.
McCormick, Pavoni, Thomas, number 51. And then number 60, well, behind 51 is Isaiah Johnson, another 125 rider. And then number 63 in our shot, two-time 125 winner this year, Greg Schnell.
And he just won last week. Wearing a smile around this afternoon. Oh, he made a mistake just behind him.
Here's Michael Craig taking the checkers.
Just when we went back to the leader, Craig, Schnell was at the tail end trying to make that pass, tried to do a stuff. It didn't work. He went down, so he will be in the last chance qualifier.
Schnell having to go to the last chance qualifier. Let's take another look at that move.
Over the triple, he's going to try to get in on the inside. Gets on the front brake, and this soil just won't even give you a chance when you try to turn that sharp.
Checking out the Honda EA Sports results page, Michael Craig wins his 3rd semi of the year. The Ironman Jason Thomas is qualified now for both the 250s and 125s, and a couple of 125 West riders qualifying as well. Let's go to David.
Mike, that was a great semi ride. Tell us about that pass on McCormick.
Yeah, you know, my first race was good. I'm glad I went to the semi to get some more time on myself. Me and Jason had a good race. My start wasn't quite there, but I had fun. We kind of bumped a little bit, and I don't know, I'm looking forward to the main event. Try to get down on the results a little bit.
We'll watch for you there. Good job, Mike.
Hey, thank you.
Mike Craig taking the first semifinal round. We've got Kyle Lewis, the veteran. Pedro Gonzalez, after finishing up the Arena Cross season, where he placed 6th in those points, is in this one. And also our helmet cam on number 33, the top privateer, Heath Voss. They're off and running. Heath Voss. Heath probably got the whole shot there. We'll have to see who they actually give credit to, with Grayson Goodman right next to him. Boy, keeping up with Grayson Goodman at the start is something else.
Well, that's how you do it. We just got to see what it looks like to get as good as a start as Grayson gets every week. That's what it looks like to go all the way over that plateau into the corner. It looks like he may have had a shot at a block pass there, but look at these. That's the pass for the lead. On board.
Oh, that's a great shot. Here comes Grayson Goodman trying to come back to retake the lead. Number 33, Heath Voss.
I'm winning a race. I don't even have to do anything. This is great. Corner before the finish. You're going to try to triple that. Comes up a little short.
David, you've been on those bikes. How close is it seeing a helmet cam like this?
Feels like I'm riding again. If I could just take all this footage home and watch it during the week, I wouldn't need to go out and ride. That's how it looks. It's improved so much over the years. I used to get a headache watching for just a half a lap. Now, this is how it looks. Ooh. That's a difficult section down through there. That's the one I highlighted at the top of the show on the track map because that's where Larry Ward or Robbie Rayner went down yesterday. Had a big crash there.
They make it look so easy from the up-top cameras, but right down here when you get into the drastic situations that are built on this course, you see what it's like. We'll be right back for the finish of Semi 2 in a moment.
In Demand, pay-per-view for the demanding viewer. You rule.
Take steps now to participate May 20th in the 4th annual Megan's Walk. Part of Great Strides, a walk to cure cystic fibrosis. Megan's Walk benefits CF research. Megan is an 8-year-old Leesburg resident with CF, the most common fatal genetic disease in the country. Megan's Walk is brought to you by these fine sponsors, including Jocks Exxon. For every gallon of gas purchased at Jocks in April, they will donate 1 penny. For more information on how you can be involved in this worthwhile event, call 777-4592.
Webb has been tearing it up in 2000, winning 4 of 10 LPGA events. Will she continue her reign, or will one of these other sharpshooters put out the fire? The Chick-fil-A Charity Championship, today at 3:30 on ESPN2.
It's Soccer Saturday on ESPN2. 1999 MLS MVP Jason Kreis is picking up where he left off last year. He'll try to lead the burn past striker Brian McBride and the crew. Columbus, Dallas, tonight at 8 on ESPN2.
We're back in New Orleans at the Superdome, where we're in the second semifinal. And number 33, the top privateer, not only in placement in the standings, but also in money earned from the Wrenchen.com SFX Money Fund, is out in the lead. Number 33, Heath Voss. We go on board with him, David.
Now look at the texture of that soil right in the middle there. That's starting to develop what they call blue groove, that hard pack. There's some more of it right there. That's where Wyndham went down in his heat race. If you're not right in that groove and you get just to the edge of it, you can see how loose it is. Watch this corner coming up. Right in the groove, it's nice. If you get just out of it, there's dirt clods, rocks, slick stuff.
It looks like a rocky track from this angle.
It is.
And those rocks have got to be spitting up behind them.
It's just the best soil they can get. And I think it's probably at least as good as what they had last week in Dallas.
I don't remember New Orleans being this hard packed.
Actually, last year it was, but the first year it was more like Atlanta, kind of that sandy, sticky soil. And that's what Kevin, I was talking to him earlier, and he said, yeah, the year he won it, it was much more to his liking. This time it's kind of grabs up, bites your front wheel, takes a lot of concentration to stay right in that line. If you just slip up one little bit, you're going down.
Boy, he got through that blue groove just right. He's on the final lap. Heath Voss, our leader in the second semifinal round. Ward, Hedden, Gonzalez, and maybe even Barry Karsten are on their way to qualifying for the main.
You can see that the lap rider ahead of him was taking the main line, the center, down the whoops, but I talked about that's probably going to get deep enough to where they'll want to move to the edges and find more consistent bumps. That's what Voss is doing to the inside. Plus, if you're on the inside through there and you get up next to the guy you're racing with, you get that pass made when you get to the corner.
Voss takes one turn, the checkers. He can see him waving, so can you. Heath Voss, the winner of the second semifinal with our helmet cam all the way. Boy, it gives you a great perspective.
And if you look at the helmet cam, it looks like it's pointed up in the air. That gives you an idea of how much you're concentrating on the track in front of you. When you're looking at the line we're looking at right there, it's pointed just right. But it's taken a long time for everyone to get that helmet angle, the camera sorted out, so it looks like it does when you're actually riding.
Interesting to see him adjusting in midair as well with the balance of the bike, David.
And these guys could just let go of the whole bike in the air and get back a hold of it. They know where the peg is, where the handlebars are, and it's a lot of time up there to relax, take a deep breath, get ready for the next obstacle.
Okay, the Semi 2 Suzuki results page shows us Voss, Ward, Gonzalez, Hedden, Barry Karsten making his second 250 main of the 2000 season.
Heath, that was a fantastic ride in the semi, and I got to thank you for taking us around with the helmet cam. What a neat perspective.
Yeah, the camera crew's been real good with working with me, and we've gotten it a lot lighter. And I just hope that everybody at home can get the view that I'm getting, and we'll just keep working at it, and hopefully someday 5 or 6 of the guys will be wearing them, and then you can see all the crashes from on the track.
Well, I tell you what, it looked good from out front, but tell me how you got there. Tell me about the pass for the lead.
I don't remember it. I don't know where I passed them, but I had a good start, and I was in second, and just kept riding hard. End up winning.
Well, you look great, and you probably were concentrating on giving us a good view anyway.
Yeah, hopefully in the main there'll be some good crashes and right in front of me like last week, and hopefully everybody at home can see what it's like on the track.
He's more concerned about being a cameraman than a racer, but he took the checkers anyway. Destination Las Vegas. It's coming up May 6th, the final round of the 2000 season. Live on pay-per-view, you can watch Jeremy McGrath try to prevent David Villeman from winning that Vans Triple Crown $500,000 pot. The 125 shootout is also there. Both divisions in Las Vegas battling. 3 hours of non-interrupted coverage from Las Vegas, the comfort of your home sweet home. First time ever, live Supercross on TV, May 6th. It's only $14.95. Check into it. It should be a great event, the 125 shootout. Plus, Jeremy McGrath would love to throw the monkey wrench into David Villeman's plans to win the Vans Triple Crown and that $500,000 bonus. McGrath, despite all his titles, still has a burning desire to succeed. Jeremy McGrath is Supercross. On his back, the sport has climbed from cult status to mainstream. It's said what Michael Jordan did for basketball, McGrath has done for Supercross. And like Jordan, McGrath relishes the spotlight that shines on the throne he occupies.
Yeah, I would say that that's true. I don't know if I remind anyone of Michael Jordan, but I enjoy being in the spotlight. And like I've always said, you know, if I have to be here at these races, I want to be the winner, you know. I want to be the guy getting the most attention. I want to be the guy getting the most money. I want to be that guy, and I'll do the best job I can to fulfill that position.
But at 28 years of age, McGrath is one of the elders of Supercross. It's easy to wonder, how many more years will the crown be his?
When I was 25 years old, I thought, there's no way I'm going to be racing, you know, when I'm 28. And when I was 22, I thought I'd be retired when I was 25, you know. I was like, man, I want to go out like Jeff Stanton. He won, then he had a little bit of an off year, and then he goes, you know what, I've had enough. I beat myself up for this amount of time, I'm done. But, you know, I'm still having a good time. I had a great summer off, got right out of shape, and then I had to have Gary Semix come in and help me get back in shape and train together, and that was great. That's pretty fun. I mean, it made me hungry again, and you know, I don't think I need to be stopping anytime soon.
So the heirs to Jeremy's lofty position will have to wait. When the time comes, who will it be? Ricky Carmichael? Kevin Windham? David Villeman? Or perhaps the rookie, Travis Pastrana?
Well, I tell you what, Pastrana has definitely got more fans, I think, than everyone. He's getting close to me, you know. Every week I see him, and the fans love that guy, and I think it's awesome. He's doing a great job. But I think Villeman, as soon as he gets a little bit of the taste of, you know, some wins, and he can win consistently, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's definitely strong, definitely fast.
Also fast are the sales of Jeremy McGrath toys. It comes with the territory. Numerous video games are on the market, as well as a line of Chaparral Yamaha models in the likeness of McGrath.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, first we had the remote control Tyco Extreme bike, you know, from Mattel, and that thing sold like wildfire. And, you know, when I was a little kid, my favorite thing was Hot Wheels. And I had a million of those things. And always when you'd have to get those motorcycles that were like enduro motorcycles or something like that, because I was, you know, loved to play with motorcycles back then. And finally they come out with a cool one now. And Mattel's doing a great job. They're pushing to elevate the sport, as get, you know, interest in it, and it's going to be good for the kids. And, you know, I think it's awesome.
And so, too, is Jeremy McGrath. The wit and wisdom of Jeremy McGrath. They love him here in the Superdome as well as the rest of the country, that's for sure. But I'm sure the favorite is Kevin Windham. The Cajun Cycle Riders giving him an okay right there. But up next, the championship pressure is mounting in the 125 East Division as they go into their stretch run. We'll be back as they'll be on the track when we return.
So you're Greg Albertine?
Yeah, I'm Greg Albertine, national motocross champion. But you can call me Albie. Gio's ever see me do a jump? I can fly, babies, yeah! When I'm up there, I'm the man. So how about you two girls and Albie? Hey, look, it's Greg Albertine.
Another fantastic ride, Greg.
Thanks, Davey. Yeah, I felt really good out there. Thought clothing worked well and managed to get a hold of it.
Yeah, I'm Nathan Ramsey.
You're on Love Matters. When love matters, I'm here to help. Dave?
Yeah, I'm having this problem with my girlfriend. It's kind of involved.
Diarrhea. Get it, and you want it gone.
You're a really good listener, you know.
He needs
Imodium
AD.
Imodium Advanced. It's even better.
Only Imodium Advanced relieves diarrhea plus cramps and bloating by combining 2 medicines, and it's even faster than Imodium AD.
So was I right to invite my mom along on my honeymoon?
Oh, Dave, absolutely.
Imodium Advanced. Faster relief you can count on.
Some called it impossible. Some called it luck. But we who know just call it the goal. On Wednesday, May 10th, ESPN Classic will celebrate this day in history with a tribute to Bobby Orr and a goal that chilled the Blues in OT and put the icing on the Bruins Cup. Bobby Orr, the 30th anniversary of the goal. Wednesday, May 10th at 8, only on ESPN Classic. To get ESPN Classic, call 1-800-CLASSIC today.
For this week's Honda Close-Up, we focus on Kevin Windham's mechanic, Ali Seymour. The likable Seymour has been both friend and mechanic to Kevin Windham throughout his career. A former rider himself, the job was right up his alley.
I used to race myself, and I was working offshore and decided that that wasn't for me, and running a machine shop, that wasn't for me, so I just decided to work on him a little bit. Kevin came up, we got together, and been together ever since.
Before Kevin's win at Dallas, the team went through a dry spell.
It's really difficult when you're not winning for everybody to be happy, but it puts a lot of pressure on the whole team. He's kind of putting it all on his shoulders. But, I mean, to win a race really helps the whole team.
Ali Seymour, one of those who helped make it happen for Honda. Welcome back to the Superdome with more EA Sports Supercross. Title contenders right next to each other here in our first qualifying heat of the 125s. Stefan Roncada, number 26, a 3-time winner, and then number 199. You see him right there, Travis Pastrana, a 2-time winner. Pastrana has won his qualifying heats in the previous 2 wins. Roncada did not win his qualifying heat in the 3 wins. They're off and going. Jessel at number 44. He's on the Bills Pipe Suzuki. They just signed for another year of support team action with Suzuki, bar to bar with Travis Pastrana.
And Travis, a great friend of Jessamine, just reaches over and gives him the thumbs up in the air off the triple.
Both very good friends throughout the amateur ranks. They both root for each other, but right now, Travis Pastrana wants to take over in the whoops. Remember, the first 9 qualify in each of the 125 qualifying heats. And then they'll pick 4 out of the last chance qualifier. We have a 22-rider gate in the 125s.
I'll tell you what, look at that triple. These guys out of the corner right there before the finish, the 125's having a really hard time getting over all 3 of those. Travis does it almost perfect.
And in 10th position is Stefan Roncada.
Now he's going to have to improve that start dramatically to even have a chance to run with the leaders. is this track, it's very hard packed, and if you slip outside of that groove, you start getting into some dirt clods and slide all around. Very difficult to make up any time.
Only once I can remember a rider going to the LCQ and then winning the main event, and that was right here, Ricky Carmichael, in the 125s.
Well, you know Travis is relaxed, and he can look over it in the middle of a race in the opening lap and give his best friend in the air the thumbs up. I'll tell you what, in practice, though, Travis came up short on a triple that he's coming around to here in a moment. Hurt his right hand again, was icing it when I was over there talking with DeCoster after the practices. This is the triple he's approaching right now. See that last little bump he's got to hit before the triple, it slows all that momentum down. You really got to use everything that motor's got, plus your body, to get over it clean.
And here's Stefan Roncada trying to weed his way up through the many riders in front of him. His first initial rider that he's trying to zero in on is Paul Curry, number 38, a privateer Honda, and he zips right by that Honda. Roncada very fast. We'll see what he's made of here, David.
He's got a lot of work to do.
Well, we'll see with Travis Pastrana way out in front. If Roncada can improve his position when we return.
With a Suzuki RM under you and Team Suzuki behind you, there will be absolutely nobody in front of you. Just ask Suzuki's Greg Albertine, 1999 AMA 250 Motocross National Champion.
This is my cousin Giorgio from Italy.
Buongiorno.
Word has it, he knows Italian food like nobody else. So I took him to the Olive Garden for an Italian feast. Right away, he wanted a tour of Italy. 3 of the foods Italians love most.
Buonissimo.
Lasagna classico, chicken parmigiana, and creamy fettuccine alfredo. Plus, all the salad and breadsticks you want, all for $9.95. That's Hospitaliano. You'll love how Italian our Italian is. She thinks you're handsome. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
A great tradition continues on ESPN2 Friday Night Fights. This week's main event, Antoine Eccles defends his USBA and NABF middleweight titles against Lionel Ortiz. Friday Night Fights at a special time. Friday night at 1 on ESPN2.
We're back in New Orleans. The 125 first qualifying heat, and number 199 is starting to lap all kinds of riders way out in front. Travis Pastrana wants that championship. He's only 4 points in back of Brock Sellers. And if this is any indication what the main event's going to look like, he could probably take over the points lead at the end of the evening, maybe. Let's go down to Davey for his observation. Davey.
Well, this is actually quite a surprise to see Travis riding this on. I'll tell you why. He had his thumb in an ice bucket all day. He tried to jump a triple jump in second gear, came up short. It looked for a second like he may have broken something. Turns out it strobed really bad. He told me it hurt a lot worse than he was letting on. But as you can see, maybe he was teasing me.
After 2 fourths and a 5th coming from a 19th place start, he put himself into the championship picture. Back-to-back wins, Daytona, St. Louis, and then into second at the second race at Pontiac. And he doesn't seem to let those injuries or those little dings bother him, David.
That's what I love about this kid. It's like he's coming from that school of thought, I ain't got time to bleed. I got a race to win. And he proved that in Daytona. He had a mild concussion when he crashed there. But he's just awesome. Think about how your hand is feeling when you're just pounding through that loop section. That's where he made his pass to the lead in a place where it would hurt your hand the most. So he's not affected by injuries until it's all said and done. Has to go for the double right there because of a rider in front of him. Didn't want to take the chance. He's shaking his head going, get out of the way.
Pastrana, Evans, Jessamine, Clark, and Aloff, the top 5 with Roncada in 6th. The checkers. And the trick from Travis Pastrana. Made it look like a walk in the park.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of that is from the start. Look at Roncada still in a battle right here.
With Ryan Clark.
We don't want to be mixed up in the middle of the pack. That's not a good way to start the evening.
Roncada makes the top 5 anyway in the 5th position as he takes off his goggles and is probably extremely disappointed on a very slow start out of the gate. So our wrenchhead.com EA Sports results page, Pastrana, Evans, Jessamine, Clark, and Ron Cotta, the top 5. Then it would be Alof, Skaggs, Karsten, and Carpenter making the main event in the top 9. Let's go down to Davey Coombs.
Travis, I thought you said your thumb was hurt. You look great out there.
Well, thanks a lot. I came up short on triple in practice. My wrist is pretty sore, but feeling great. My RM Suzuki is just running so fast out there. Hopefully I can put it back on the podium for the main.
I know that it's been a long season. It's starting to wind down. Are you starting to think about your first championship, or is this all just, hey, having fun?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the championship means the world to me, but just even if I end up third out of the 3 of us that are battling back and forth, it's still a great year for me. So, you know, I'd love to win the championship, but if I go out and have fun, ride like I know how to, I think I have a chance.
Good luck at the main, Travis.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, Davey.
It's been the most competitive 125 season of all time. We've had 8 different winners throughout the 125 ranks, but not number 18, the points leader in the East, Brock Sellards, and not the defending champion, Ernesto Fonseca, number 1. Hey, we billed this at the beginning of the year, the East division, as a matchup between Fonseca, the defending champion, and number 24, Nathan Ramsey, who was running the East division after winning the West last year, David.
They've definitely had their problems, and sign is going sideways. It'll be Nathan's chance to get back into the mix.
Second qualifying heat, 125's underway. Cutting it across, first of all, to Sellards. The Bulldog is out in front. Fonseca's right there, however. Along with Charlie Bogard, number 144. And then Nick Way, who's had a fine season on the Kawasaki number 23. Right now, Fonseca makes the move and hops back in front of Sellards.
Had to take a little bit of a risk to do that in order to jump off the top of that plateau. Over the jump he cleared. Wasn't able to clear it completely. Be easy to do an Indo right there if you don't get the rear wheel high enough over the top.
It's important for Fonseca to look strong early, and you said he had a good practice session.
I like the way he attacked the track this afternoon, and I think he feels a lot like Kevin Windham did in the 250 class this year until he got that win last week. Like, hey, it's about time to get things rolling before the series is over with. He's definitely got the talent to win.
Fonseca with Sellards right behind him, and then Bogard. Bogard has not had many races this year, but he's looked strong in his comeback efforts. He's quick, and Nick Way is right behind him.
See Ramsey just at the tail end of this battle, number 24, Way's teammate. He's able to watch these top 4 guys, see the lines they're taking, see the block pass opportunities you just saw right there.
Here comes Ramsey in the whoop section. Can he get in front of Bogard? No. There's Ramsey, number 24. Way is right in front of him, his pro circuit teammate. And there's Way taking on Bogard. Bogard looks to the side. Oh, that's a good battle.
Yeah, that's the corner where I expected to see a lot of block passing. Bogard thought about it there again, but he knew that it would have slowed them both down. He wouldn't be able to clear that double jump there.
Nick Way out of Michigan looks back.
Yeah, these guys are so concerned with themselves. Now you got Sellards able to ride more offensive, not have to worry about these guys sticking a wheel in, and he's closed in on the leader.
Way has not finished out of the top 5 this year, but he's 4th in points, only 18 points off the lead. Incredible season, but with a guy like Brock Sellards out in front and Pastrana and Ron Cotta, oh, it's a tough division. So Sellards trying to take on, get close to Fonseca to win this qualifying heat. We'll be right back to see if he can do it.
Hey, honey, welcome to the Suzuki Fest 2000 Daily. Care for a Suzuki motorcycle with $400 free accessories? How about the Intruder LC 1500 and a leather jacket? The Intruder 1400 or 800 go great with a helmet, and you can't miss with the Marauder or Savage 650. It's all good, even financing like 0 down, low APR, and low payments on selected models.
Come into Suzuki Fest 2000 today. Free accessories, great financing. Offers end April 30th.
So, what'll it be?
After winning the championship off-road racing series 3 times in a Tacoma, there was only one thing left to do. Build the Tundra to win it.
1-800-COLLECT. You save a buck or two. So why doesn't everyone use it? It's so simple. You use 1-800-COLLECT to make that call, right?
Oh, I forgot, man.
Forgot? You forgot. 1-800-COLLECT. Collect call is so simple.
Well, I've been up all night studying, man.
I was just studying all night. It's like the number is 1-800-COLLECT, okay? Write it down. It'll save you big bucks. Have you heard of paper?
Yeah.
1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
The Outback has finally come to town. Introducing the Subaru Outback Sedan. A completely new kind of car that combines the rugged traction and control of full-time all-wheel drive with a decidedly uptown look.
My kind of town.
Outback Sedan, yet another first from Subaru.
We're back with more EA Sports Supercross. The battle is underway. Fonseca is leading, number 18 on the FMF Honda, and that's Brock Sellards. Fonseca with one podium this year. That was a third place in the first race at Pontiac. Otherwise, he's got 2 fourth places, a 6th, a 7th, and an 8th. And here's number 23, Nick Way. It wouldn't surprise me, David, the way Way has been running this year to give a good challenge to Brock Sellards for 2nd place.
He's the kind of guy that'll stick his wheel in this corner right here before the finish, too, that final lap. He's not afraid to get in there and knock somebody down in order to take the position.
He's coming off the 3rd podium of the year at Pontiac, and the white flag is out. We're in our final lap of action here for the 125 qualifier.
So far, Fonseca hasn't made a mistake, and that's what it's going to take for Sellards to get around. That time, Sellards wasn't able to do the triple. Fonseca pulled away a little bit more, and he'll need that this final lap. A couple of open corners were great opportunities for block passing, but with the cushion he has here, he can still afford to go wide.
Last year, in winning the championship, he won 6 out of the 7 regular season races and got good starts early in the season. A lot of hole shots. He only had 2 hole shots this year, and it's hurt his cause. Brock Sellards in 2nd place.
Well, Sellards lost time off the triple. Way lost time in the whoop, so they're pretty spread out now.
We got Fonseca, Sellards, Way, Ramsey, Bogard, Kelly Smith, Jimmy Wilson, Thomas, and Mason. The checkers fly for Fonseca.
These guys were all pushing each other to their max, riding hard. The track is a little tackier right now, but they were still 2 seconds slower than the lap times of Pastrana in Heat 1.
That's amazing. As we take a look at the wrenchhead.com EA Sports Supercross results page, Fonseca, Sellards, Way, 1, 2, and 3, with Ramsey, a good performance in his first race coming off the injured list. Charlie Bogard in 5th position. Then it's Smith, Wilson, Thomas, and Mason making the main event.
Ernesto, it's about time. That's what we've been waiting for.
I know it feels great to be here on the podium, and the track's really good. My bike's working really good, and I got a really good start. I was staying loose, and I think that's what I need. I need a little bit of confidence, and hopefully I can run with these guys in the main.
This is the spot. If your last main event win, you won the championship here last year.
Yeah, I think it feels great to be here on the podium, and I think tonight's the night. I feel really good. Everything is clicking. No arm pump, no nothing, and I think it's about time for me to get back in the podium.
Hey, good luck at the main, Ernesto.
Good luck.
David Bailey, after noting the 125 heat races, we got a new guy in the mix, really. We talked a lot about the 3 championship contenders, but the defending champ got in the scene.
Ernesto Fonseca definitely showed up here in the Superdome, ready to roll. Last year he had a great year here. He wrapped up the title. He's obviously comfortable, and the way he won that heat race, he is definitely on pace. Of course, Pastrana and Sellards having great rides in their heat races, but I'll tell you what, don't be fooled by Roncada. You got a bad start. He worked his way through the pack. I still have a feeling he's the fastest rider on the track. He was in practice. He didn't get a chance to show it in that heat race.
And remember, I said earlier that in all of his wins, the 3 previous wins, he has never won a qualifying round before those 3 wins. So don't count him out. You're right, David. David, with the 125 action the way it is, it's going to make Las Vegas exciting when the shootout comes about.
Well, I can't wait. You know, it's may upstage the 250 class, and that's already been amazing with McGrath and, of course, Villeman going for the Vans Triple Crown, $500,000. But that 125 class is just going to be amazing. More guys are starting to find their pace. Ramsey's back in there. Fonseca's stepped it up. Can't wait.
And for the first time ever, it'll be live Supercross on TV on May 6th. Only $14.95 on pay-per-view. Check it out from Vegas. We'll be right back as the 125s run for the money next from the Superdome.
We're here at the biggest deal of the year. Party time at Page Time. Page Time is now in your area, and they're kicking things off with a blast. For a limited time, get a free numeric pager. Get the message? They're free. Plus, get a huge local coverage area and 2 months of free voicemail. There's no risk and no contract to sign. But hurry, this party is just about over. It's simple. It's Page Time.
Strength. Fitness. Discipline. Fun.
Call Williams Martial Arts at 858-3800.
Sometimes after NBA tonight, I take my knowledge to a sports bar. There's always someone there who thinks his knowledge is the biggest. Then I show them mine.
Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross is being brought to you by Honda, maker of the all-new Rancher, built for the ranch we called Earth, and by Dunlop Motorcycle Tires. Traction, power, speed for everyone with the hunger. Dunlop superiority. We're back at the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana, as the 125 riders now are surveying the track on a parade lap, checking last-minute things out before they go back to the gate and get ready for this main event. And while they do that, let's check out the Dunlop 125 results page as you see how close it really is. Roncada 3 points in back of Sellards, but he's got an awful gate position. Pastrana 4 points back. Way is not that far back in fourth, 18 points behind the leader Sellards. All three of these guys within 4 points of one another, and they're all very confident about winning the championship.
I've been working really hard at Whoops and just putting in a lot of laps at Carmichael's house, and I've had a couple areas I was struggling in. I think I pretty much took care of them, so hopefully I'll come out this weekend going pretty fast.
My strategy pretty much the same as since the beginning, just trying to stay smoother now than I did the first couple races, but just to go out there, have a good time. When I'm having fun, I ride well. When I start thinking about the championship, I start riding tighter and not as well, even in practice. So, if I can just go out there, keep riding the same and not really even think about it, I think that's going to be my advantage. Maybe these guys, might take it a little bit more seriously and start tightening up. I'm hoping that anyway.
I won more races. Sellard didn't win races this year, so I think that's a good advantage for me. I won 3 races so far, and I think he knows I feel pretty good about tonight and that I can win again.
The lineup sheet brought to you by Suzuki for the 125s. Ernesto Fonseca, Travis Pastrana, Brock Sellards, Tyler Evans, Nicholas Way, and a whole lot. Nathan Ramsey as well. A former champion last year, actually, of the 125 West. And how are they lined up, David?
Well, all the good guys are over there to the right side. See Sellards second from that inside box next to the KTM factory rider Olaf. And you move over 3 more spots. You got Fonseca, right there he is.
Number 1, Fonseca.
And then Pastrana, 199, and he's got Way, Roncada. Roncada didn't get a bad pick like he thought he would. He was 10th pick to the gate, came out in pretty good shape.
So Roncada gets a break. Let's see, though, who will get the Yahoo.com whole shot. The board is sideways. We're ready to go for the main event from the Superdome. Jessamine, number 44. Oh, and look at there. Fonseca goes down in the corner.
Golden opportunity, a great start. It's over now. having to come from last, Art.
Brandon Jessamine certainly does get the good starts, David. And right behind him is Brock Sellards, Nick Way.
You see Fonseca just going by their picture in the air. He looked over to see who was in the lead, so he knows sometimes other guys had to get bad starts, and that wouldn't be too bad for him to be that far back. But here he's got a lot of work to do.
Just as those two exit, let's take another look.
Well, Jessamine controls the corner. You see, oh, that's what happened.
Travis Pastrana clicked wheels with him.
He went into the section so fast, he bumped the back of Fonseca. Fonseca right there having to use so much energy to get the bike back underway. What a great opportunity right here for Sellards now.
And Roncada is moving up as well. We've got Jessamine, number 44. Brock Sellards, the points leader, without a victory on the season, in second place. Nick Way, who's run very well, in third place.
If I was Sellards, I'm trying to get into that lead right now. T-bone the guy. Do whatever you got to do. Get into the lead while Roncada and Travis are buried in the pack. If they're able to work their way up quick, which they usually do, they'll see Sellards and stay in contact with him. He's got to get out front and disappear right now.
Sellards in good position behind the leader, while Pastrana is in 10th. Very impressed with Brandon Jessamine. He got a second place start in St. Louis.
Look at Pastrana working his way through traffic. He's coming to the outside, trying to square this corner. He's not able to do that triple, though. Gets pinched off right there. The frustration of knowing you can run 2 or 3 seconds faster a lap than the guys in front of you, but you got to ride their pace.
Hard getting around Matt Shue, number 201. But he finally does and takes on the next. Look how close that traffic is. That's going to hold him up and give a great break to Brock Sellards.
That could have been a disaster right there.
Look at Roncada. You see Roncada now in a bar-to-bar battle in the whoops. Number 26, Yamaha of Troy.
And he's faster through that whoop section, not having to fuss with that rut down the middle. Just pin it through the whoops like they were doing in practice. He's in contention. He looks over right there, sees Jessamine. He sees the pressure that Sellards is starting to put on. He knows he's got to get up there quick, because if Sellards can get around, I have a feeling he can pull away.
Roncada is the only 3-time winner in the 125s. And here's Jessamine, our leader, number 44.
You're right, Art. He is putting in a fine race so far. The start always makes a huge difference. He's able to ride the pace that he's capable of. Usually he gets buried in that pack or makes a mistake when he gets a start like this.
Sellards got a mouthful of rocks and dirt, but he comes on to the whoop section on Jessamine. Brock Sellards takes the lead for the 3rd time this year. Nice move, nice timing by Sellards.
Excellent timing. While he's leading it, Travis Pastrana is in 6th. And Roncada is having a tough time getting around Nick Way behind him.
This has not been one of Sellards' favorite tracks at all. He DNF'd here last year after crashing. And in 1998, he went from 3rd to 13th with a crash in the 4th lap and ended up 9th. We'll see if he can hold on here. Jessamine in 2nd place, Roncada in 3rd. And the very quick Travis Pastrana trying to still get up into a contending spot. Jessamine, as Sellards starts pulling away.
He's got to try to hang on. He's got Roncada coming up behind him now. Roncada over the triple right there. Dangerously close to the leader, Sellards. I can't believe how much time he's been able to make up.
Well, Jessamine on the Bills Pipe Suzuki now is trying to hold on and get his best finish of the year. His best finish to date, 5th place at St. Louis. And the battle for Travis Pastrana is a never-ending one right now. It's coming up on Ryan Clark.
Just as he approaches that triple, Sellards is going the other way. He's got all those guys in his sights on the other straightaway, and then as they come back, they can see each other again. Really not much of a need for a signal board out here. And
so it's a couple of Suzukis, but Clark is not giving way. Here comes Pastrana.
Oh.
And there's Jessamine off the track.
That's what has been happening to him all year. Little mistakes like that. When he has a great opportunity to podium and build some confidence, it's a mistake that keeps him from getting up there, or a bad start to begin with.
Pastrana gets by the man that he was trying to in Clark, and our leader still is Brock Sellards with Roncada in second. It could be a great finish. Hold on.
Most people see a lowly rodent. Seed eaters see a role model.
It's one of the most destructive forces on the planet, and now it's coming after your home. But we will stop it. Every day, every season, all year long. Introducing Thompson's Paint. With a unique moisture-resistant lifetime guarantee. It's a new house and trim paint that forms a protective barrier that keeps your home safe from harm. Guaranteed. New Thompson's Paint, the paint that never takes a day off.
Most people admire the talent. Seed eaters envy the cheeks.
Brett Ho, Oscar De La Hoya, Tiger Woods.
It's 3Play at ESPN.com. You log on, you register, and every day you get 3 new athletes. Then whoever gets the best stats wins some serious scotto.
Ken Griffey Jr., Alonso Jr., a fella in the 9th named Jr.
3Play at ESPN.com. It's free, it's sports. Give me the briefcase. It's money. Presented by 1-800-CALL-ATT.
Welcome back to our 125 main event. It is round 14 from New Orleans, and we've got the battle on between two contenders. Brock Sellards, the points leader, who leads Stefan Roncada by 3 points. Roncada cuts to the inside without any contact and easily gets into first place. That's the 3 points made up if they stay this way.
Sellards is going to have to fight right here. He's got a good start. He's got to look at Roncada. He can study his lines and try to retaliate. Here's a section where Roncada's pulling away. Sellards should make note and start using that line.
Taking another look, David.
Oh, look at that. He just stays lower off the jump, gets down to the inside. Sellards didn't have any idea he was that close. Otherwise, he wouldn't left the door that far open. And Roncada, the way he's been riding, should be able to pull away unless Sellards is able to reach back and dig deep.
On that low jump, it looked like he was watching a highlight film of Jeremy McGrath with the techniques that Jeremy brought over from BMX and keeping low on the jump. Here's Pastrana taking on Nick Way. Number 199 moves up another notch into third.
That's a podium for him, but that's not going to be good enough. Way had a chance right there to really affect the outcome of this series, but I think he decided, nah, that wouldn't be right. He would have had to make that a little bit of a dirty move to make it stick.
So Roncada, who's second in points, is our leader. Sellards, who's the points leader, in second, and Pastrana is in third.
You can see Pastrana in that last shot there. He's taking the same line Sellards was at the approach to the triple. And that's where Roncada is going wide, jumping up on that plateau and scooting off. He's making up 5 or 6 bike links there every lap, and Sellards didn't change to use that line.
Sellards, and look at Pastrana. He had trouble coming through the whoops a little bit. No, that was a lapper. My correction. Here's
if Pastrana can get close to these guys, if he can in fact catch Roncada out front, I don't know if there's enough time. Roncada's got a big lead, but he is so fast in the whoops. Pastrana is. He goes in wide open and just keeps his fingers crossed. So far, it's working. This is the section where Roncada makes up all of his time. Jumps up on that plateau, and the only way to get off over the next jump is to grip that bike like a vice grip and lift it up in the air. The way these guys can practice that is they wheelie on flat ground and try to lift the rear wheel off the ground. That's basically what they're doing.
This year, Roncada has not been known for giving up leads, David. Once he's out there, he's been pretty cool.
Now he looks good. He was worried in practice about this whoop section right here. He said ever since he crashed in practice in Atlanta, by attacking it, starting in with a lot of momentum and crashed hard, he's been a little bit shy about doing it. I said, you know what? Big deal. Give up a bike link there and just race him on the rest of the track. He goes, you know what? Nowadays, you can't give up that bike link. You can never get it back. But the way he's riding right now, I think he can.
Stefan Roncada, extremely fast through the corners, David. And that's his plus point.
He's been fast everywhere. He and Fonseca both look outstanding in practice this afternoon. And unfortunately for his teammate Fonseca, who's about to lap. He went down.
Okay, we told you it was a great points race with these three riders, and it's turning out to be a great race between the three riders. We'll be right back.
Rated E for everyone. Super Cross 101. Oops. Whoops. Superman. Superman. Medic. This power band poppin' on the pipe handlebar to handlebar lesson has been brought to you by Supercross 2000 and the letters EA Sports. It's in a game.
Mario Perillo here, taking you to Italy with Domino's new Italian Originals Chicken Grill Pizza. Travel with me, Mr. Italy, through slice after slice of tender chicken marinated in a medley of Italian spices. You'll have a wonderful time.
Now's the best time to buy incredible Split-Fire performance. Legendary Split-Fire spark plugs just $2.99, and Split-Fire Triple Platinum spark plugs just $4.99. Incredible performance and incredible prices. Split-Fire, because performance is everything.
Kari Webb has been tearing it up in 2000, winning 4 of 10 LPGA events. Will she continue her reign, or will one of these other sharpshooters put out the fire? The Chick-fil-A Charity Championship, today at 3:30 on ESPN2.
Welcome back to New Orleans. Stefan Roncada is looking for his 4th win on the 125 season. He's the only 3-time winner coming into this race. Fonseca's in back of him. He just lapped his teammate and defending champion not long ago. But Travis Pastrana is really putting on the steam behind, and Brock Sellards is back there as well. So the 3 contending points leaders are right where we predicted they probably would be. The rigors of a war like this. And take a look at this. Tyler Evans, number 45. It looks like a flag football game that he lost. Somebody grabbed his shirt instead of the flag, but he had a treacherous move earlier in the race and is back up and moving.
That must make me feel pretty weird. I thought he was dropping out of the race a little earlier. I saw him standing at the side of the track, but he is back out there, flapping in the breeze. Travis is turning 52nd lap times, the same as the leader, Roncada, right now. And the story there is that the guy between them, Sellers, is running 51.5. So the chance for Pastrana to move up 1 notch or at least make a race of it is a real possibility. But as far as catching this guy, I don't think so.
Roncada, you saw him getting around Tyler Evans. Roncada, in the Pontiac win, his first, led the last, well, he led all 15 laps, was never bested. In his win the next race at Atlanta, he led the last 12, not giving up the lead. And in the win in the second Pontiac race, the last 125 East race, he led the last 10 laps without giving up the lead. In all 3 of those races, David, he kept a wonderful pace out front while really not being tested at the end.
Well, he's doing it again here. And he was quick, he was aggressive, he took advantage of Sellers, who just was riding perhaps a little bit tense out front. Sellers been able to hang at this point.
That's right. He's in second place, and he's closed it a bit.
Slightly, but just not enough. So this is what Roncada's doing, similar to what McGrath does in the 250 class. You pull out to a lead, and then you just ride the guy's pace behind you, and how's he ever going to catch you?
Brock Sellards holding on with second. This means it would be a tie in points if it finishes like this between the two. And there's Eric Kehoe, the team manager of Yamaha of Troy. What a successful program he's been able to put together in the last couple of years. We are on the white flag lap for Stefan Roncada.
This race feels like it went by quick, and I guarantee you the happiest guy about that is Roncada right now. Sellers done a good job to hang on to second and put a couple of points on Pastrana. But this is still anybody's championship in the next round if they stay where they are.
A win for number 26 would assure him of being the winningest 125 rider in the year 2000.
Sellers is closing. Not going to be enough, but he really having to double that triple right there. Just
Sellers, you noticed looking back on that shot, David. And here's number 26. The checkers for Stefan Roncada. Win number 7 on his career. His 4th victory of this season. And he runs into a tie for the points lead with this victory.
High five right there from Pastrana. You saw Pastrana right over the finish and shake his head. He knew in that first corner that the race was decided right there for himself and also Fonseca.
A happy Eric Kehoe in that picture now as Fonseca comes up behind Roncada. You know, Roncada's been carrying the Yamaha of Troy flag all the way. His wins. Casey Johnson was injured earlier in the year, has not participated. Ernesto Fonseca only has one podium on the year, #1 there in the picture. But number 26 has been the real brightness on that Yamaha of Troy can.
4 wins now. He is the dominant guy. Although all these guys believe they can win this championship, I think he's got to have the most confidence of the 3 right now going into the final round. But as Davey Coombs pointed out a little while back, the venue for the next race, the final round of this championship, is going to be an interesting configuration of racetrack. It looks like they're going to have long straightaways full of jumps, timing, and rhythm sections, which should be to the advantage of Pastrana. And he's going to need it.
The young Frenchman couldn't be happier right now as you see the emotion that victory brings. Let's go down to Davey Coombs.
What a great win, Stephen. The pressure is on the line, and you just stepped up. You got your 4th main event win of the year, and I think that you're right there in the points now. It's going to be all or nothing in Chicago.
You know what? I think Brock and I are tied in the points, so there's going to be a lot of block passing in Chicago. I think it's great for me. You know, I was pretty far back a couple races ago, and I come back really strong, and I'm so happy right now. It's great.
All weekend long here in New Orleans, you've just seemed like you brought your A game. You're in a good mood. You seem real comfortable. Can you keep that going into Chicago?
Definitely. You know, I think that's because of that I won tonight. I decided to come to that race as relaxed as I could be and not worry about anything. I went to the restaurant between the practice to eat a salmon. And I'm just trying to get the pressure out of myself, and it worked out great for me tonight. You know, Brock was in the lead, and I was like, I gotta catch that guy right now. And I did everything I had. You know, I want to thank my trainer for that, Alan Gurkey. He's doing a great job for me, and all my teams, Eric Kehoe, Phil Adato, and Yamaha of Troy, Fox, Oakley, Dunlop, Osiris, and Mark Peter, so the sick track he builds in my backyard. All those guys that helps me out. Thank you.
Great job tonight.
Thanks a lot, David.
Well, this young fan probably agrees with Travis Pastrana right about now, as Pastrana calls Roncada the fastest rider in the division. He certainly doesn't give up leads, as we see here on the Suzuki results page. Roncada and Sellards 1 and 2, with Travis Pastrana fighting back for a 3rd place finish. Nick Way in 4th. It was a masterful job by Roncada, keeping those times up and staying out in front. How does this affect the points now as we take a look at the 125 East Dunlop points page? Roncada and Sellards are tied at the top going into the final race in the 125 East. And that race, of course, coming up in Chicago. Pastrana only 6 points back. Anything can happen in that last race. The local fans are anxious now to see if Kevin Windham can make it 2 main event wins in a row. The 250s are next. Will Jeremy McGrath let it happen?
One of the greatest joys of growing up is discovering that dreams can come true. The John Deere LT-133, only $19.99, and built John Deere solid with more than 160 years of relentless craftsmanship and innovative engineering. It's the John Deere you've always dreamed of at a price that's as practical as the man who buys one. Nothing runs like a Deere.
ESPN the magazine. Stuart Scott wants the fleece. Booyah! Stuart, only brand new subscribers get the free fleece.
Everyone wants our warm, roomy fleece pullover. It's free with your paid subscription to ESPN the magazine.
Maybe you want to take out another subscription.
Call now for ESPN the magazine. Get 26 issues, a year's worth for just $1 an issue. And your fleece pullover is free.
1-800-491-1441.
Ali Seymour, the mechanic for Kevin Windham, as we return to New Orleans, giving instructions to his rider, the hometown favorite, as we get set for the 250 main. The Suzuki Last Chance Qualifier results page saw Kyle Lewis and Greg Schnell, a 125 West rider who's made every 250 main in the East, make it out of the LCQ to fill out the 20-rider 250 gate. Jeremy McGrath, this is one of two venues he has never won here. The other is the Los Angeles Coliseum, as we take a look now at the Honda starting lineup. Villeman, McGrath, with the best winning times out of their qualifying heats. Sebastian Tortelli, Carmichael, LaRocco. Even Pedro Gonzalez came over from the Arena Cross Wars after he finished up. We're getting set to go. The board is sideways. The main event for the 250s from New Orleans is underway. Jeremy gets bumped. I do believe, though, he got the Yahoo.com Hole Shot Award. And out in front is David Villeman.
I cannot believe McGrath stayed on two wheels, Art. That was a miracle.
Got bumped hard, and now he's right in a sandwich. Damon Huffman. Jeremy McGrath to the inside, moves into second place. It is a battle of Yamahas out front.
And that was close, too. He was going up and down while Huffman was doing the opposite. He's flying right next to Huffman's rear wheel.
Carmichael moved past Huffman at the same time now, and Carmichael is in third behind Jeremy. You'll see him in the picture of the green bike.
That was a big pass for Carmichael, and Kevin just did it right behind him. So the top four top guns in this race, the guys that were expected to be out front in contention to win this race, they're running 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at Jeremy getting bumped right there. I don't know how he did it.
That's a tough way to get $1,000 on the Yahoo.com Hole Shot Award. He got bumped over the line.
He was an inch from going off the racetrack.
And so you see, number 934, David Villeman, who doesn't give up leads easily. Jeremy McGrath, Ricky Carmichael, Kevin Windham, and there's Mike LaRocco battling with number 20, Damon Huffman.
I always bring up Tampa last year. When Kevin was sitting back there in fourth, he stayed in contention. He didn't have any pressure on him. He could survey the situation, much like Jeremy did in the heat race tonight, and take advantage towards the end. He's in contention. And two of the riders in front of him are the same guys. The only guy missing here is Lusk. He's been replaced by Villeman.
LaRocco, Huffman, Dowdy having a fight right behind him, John Dowd. There you see Windham and Carmichael.
These guys are starting to lose a little bit of time to Villeman and McGrath.
And there's Villeman and McGrath going through the whoops.
McGrath has got a faster line here and there. Villeman's going to have to keep this cushion, or else Jeremy's going to find a way by. And I talked to a lot of people after the practice, and they felt like the track was a little bit one line. We saw that that's not true in the heat race. So if Jeremy gets close enough, he can take advantage. However, I felt like watching Villeman in practice, Art, that if he was able to get the whole shot, he could run away, even from McGrath. But McGrath is tight in the screws here. This is where he's making his time. He jumps up onto that plateau. It's the same thing that Ron Cotta did in the 125 class. And Carmichael right behind him has gone off the racetrack, so Windham picks up third.
So it's Villeman and McGrath in a bang-bang shootout. Villeman with 3 wins, 10 podiums, 4 hole shots. Has led 47 laps coming into this race compared to McGrath's 155 laps led. 8 wins and 11 podiums. It's been a terrific first full 250 rookie year for this 934, let me tell you. But all of his accomplishments this year will be forgotten if he wins in Las Vegas.
That's right.
And pockets that $500,000 for the Vans Triple Crown. That's a reason why you have to see the closed circuit, or I should say the DirecTV pay-per-view live broadcast from Las Vegas on May 6th.
He's holding his own right now, keeping McGrath back there. Let's take a look at what happened to Carmichael. Approaching the triple, he went off the track a little earlier, regrouped nice. He's back on the track now. He's jumping the triple into the corner, so he's back up to speed. He didn't lose any ground, really, other than just getting passed by Kevin Wyndham, but he is unaffected by that crash. I mean, by just going off the racetrack. Luckily, he didn't fall.
His self-imposed assignment for the rest of the season is to get on the podium. Well, he's one spot away from it as we go back to our leader, David Villeman. Villeman looking very smooth as always. So far has not made a crucial mistake with 15 laps to go. So we got the length of a 125 race to go. Can Villeman hold on?
So far, so good. He's been able to open up a little bit of a lead over McGrath now. And I'll tell you what, I think just like Wyndham last week at Dallas, when Villeman started catching him, it was the moment of truth. Could Kevin reach back and answer the challenge, and he did. And he broke the spirit of Villeman. I mean, Villeman right now has the same opportunity to do it to McGrath. Doesn't happen very often.
Right now, the closest battle on the track is a little bit further back. Huffman and Tortelli. Huffman number 20 and Tortelli of Team Honda number 21. They're in the battle for sixth.
Well, Huffman's had a pretty good season. He had a couple of nice finishes up the top 5 before he had that problem in practice in St. Louis. And if it hadn't been for that one little mistake there, he'd have a pretty good series going.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Pontiac, too, where he got his only podium of the year, came back with a whole shot in Atlanta. Those are the two races you're talking about.
Now he's making some mistakes right there, and that's letting Tortelli climb right back in there and stick a wheel in. Believe me, when you're Huffman and you see that red front fender coming, you know it. You get your foot up there and out of the way.
Sebastian Tortelli had a good learning year. Gets a little bump right there.
Yeah, he's not going to like that any longer. Huffman saw that happening and just went slow to try to block it and cuts all the way across in front of him right now. The problem with this is that Dowd is catching these guys because they're messing with each other.
Bar to bar, Damon Huffman still with the good angle. We'll be right back as David Villeman holds off Jeremy McGrath, and the battle continues for 6.
We're heating up now. Come on!
When's the last time you had this much fun at a driving range? Iron Masters. Shouldn't you be playing?
If you're looking for great Chinese cuisine, look no further. The Golden King gives you a little bit of China right here in Sterling. You'll be pleasantly surprised with all they offer on their huge lunch and dinner buffet. And now Golden King presents the unique culinary concept of Mongolian barbecue, plus plenty of lunch and dinner selections, including freshly made sushi. Their authentic Chinese creations are absolutely delicious. The Golden King in Sterling. Come try it. You'll love it.
Some called it impossible. Some called it luck. But we who know just call it the goal. On Wednesday, May 10th, ESPN Classic will celebrate this day in history with a tribute to Bobby Orr and a goal that chilled the Blues in OT and put the icing on the Bruins Cup. Bobby Orr, the 30th anniversary of the goal. Wednesday, May 10th at 8, only on ESPN Classic. To get ESPN Classic, call 1-800-CLASSIC today.
We're back in New Orleans. Damon Huffman just shaking his head as Tortelli, number 21, moves up another notch into 6th place.
Well, what Huffman was trying to do there was just hold him off, but he was blocking him so bad. These guys both, the pace is so slow, they won't have any chance of ever catching LaRocco and moving up. Plus, they got Larry Ward and John Dowd closing. Watch out when he looks over in the air. He knows that this time he cannot move over because Tortelli is right there. Finally, Tortelli gets around, but I know he's frustrated because these guys gave up about 4 seconds that last lap.
And it's back to our leader, who is holding his own. The interval between first and second place, David, has not changed that much.
No, it hasn't. Jeremy hasn't been able to close, but McGrath is smart, he's patient. You heard him in the heat race afterwards say, I just had to stay back there, use my smarts, figure out where I could make that pass, and he's close enough to Villeman to figure out, let's see, he's taking the inside there, the outside there, figure out what his move is going to be later in the race. When they get into lappers, usually this gap will close slightly. Plus, he's the one applying the pressure.
Coming into the race, he had a 28-point lead. If it stays the same, it's down to a one-race lead, 25, Davey Coombs.
I'll tell you what impresses me about Villeman. It's his corner speed. That's the thing we talk about a lot with the European riders. Tortelli has it outdoors, but Villeman on this really tough track with the blue groove is going through the corners faster than McGrath.
Absolutely right, Davey. He's able to search for just that right section of dirt, cut off the sections where the berm is blown out and goes wide. He's able to hit the berm early, cut out, hit it again in the end to get that traction to hook up and motor down the straightaway, and McGrath is starting to follow those lines.
Villeman, our leader. As the laps run down, look at Jeremy McGrath. He's starting to inch up just a little bit. Villeman has never been out of the top 6 this year. A great accomplishment for a rookie 250 rider. He went to the GPs last year to ride a 250, even though he still could have ridden a 125 in the World Championship Series. But he wanted the experience so that he could come back to America here in Supercross. Jeremy McGrath, getting ever so close now, has stepped it up more than 1 notch.
Well, at the same time he stepped it up, he's got a better line over there at the approach to the triple I talked about. He made up some time there. Plus, they're getting into these lappers, and Villeman is visually frustrated.
Well, it was Villeman, remember, that took advantage of the lappers on Jeremy McGrath. So maybe turnabout fair play between these Yamaha riders. David Villeman on a team Yamaha, and of course Jeremy McGrath on the Chaparral, the Mazda Chaparral Yamaha.
Look at that blue flag right there. There's officials all over the track waving that. That means for the slower riders that are being lapped, leaders are coming, get out of the way. McGrath was able to close up. Villeman was able to open that back up another few bike lengths.
Right in front of the leaders is our helmet cam and Heath Voss, number 33, on the Privateer Honda. There you see it.
That view is about to change.
It'll be interesting to see which side they're going to go around. There's that tabletop they clear that you mentioned, David.
See him look over, out of the way. This is where McGrath was making his time. He was going wide. This time he follows Villeman. I think Heath was a little bit in the line Jeremy wanted to take, so he couldn't set up just right for it. And he didn't lose time.
8 laps to go, and Villeman is proving to be a terrific, terrific competitor here.
This is where you have to have nerves of steel. Draw upon all those times when you have been able to pull it off before. This is also the part of the race where you start to get tired. It's hot in here. It's muggy. The sweat starts to drip down in your goggles. You can't see as good. You got that number 1 breathing down your neck. This is going to be a tough race.
I don't think 2 Frenchmen have won in one evening in one venue, because Pichon really didn't have a Frenchman up in the 250s when he was running so well in the 125s. But if Villeman can hold him off, we got Roncada and Villeman winning here. And how appropriate is it in New Orleans?
That would be something.
It's not over yet, though.
No, McGrath does not want that points lead to shrink anymore.
McGrath wants his first win ever in New Orleans. This is the first race ever for Villeman in New Orleans.
Look at that. The way those guys just float through the air. They got so much time up there to relax a little bit, think, look at the corner ahead of them, sometimes glance over to see who they're going to be lapping next.
Here comes Jeremy McGrath. Banging. McGrath to the inside. Takes the lead on Villeman. He looks back. David's not going to let him get away. He's going to try his hardest to retake the lead. Here comes Villeman.
That was a mistake. McGrath overjumped that plateau. The front wheel dropped off the other side. He wasn't able to hop the next jump. A rare mistake.
Oh, we're coming down to the finish. It'll be a great one between Yamahas.
His front wheel just dropped over the edge. He wasn't able to get the drive to clear the jump. Billiman does it perfect. Downside that, triples into the corner just to make sure Jeremy doesn't have any opportunity to get back on him in that next corner.
Will Jeremy make another move for the lead in this terrific race from New Orleans? We'll be right back with more 250 action in a moment.
When Suzuki introduced the original 4-stroke DR 350 and dual sport 350, it rocked motorcycling. Now, it's happening all over again. Introducing the all-new DRZ 400 and DRZ 400S from Suzuki. 4-stroke thunder. On-road or off.
Oh, you're locked out? There you go. Are you Matt Madonna?
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
So you're locked out of your car. Is that the Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
Devils, Maple Leafs, Game 2, tonight at 7 on ESPN.
We're back in New Orleans at the Superdome, and number 934, David Billiman, after retaking the lead, has held on to it. But Jeremy McGrath is not that far away.
You just rarely see McGrath push at this point in the race. Approaching lap 16, McGrath usually has a pretty good lead, or he's crashing the first turn, and he's done an excellent job to get all the way back up near the podium. But this situation doesn't happen hardly ever. I can think of Tampa. I can think of Phoenix this year. And both times, he wasn't able to win the race.
Billiman cannot afford one mistake, or McGrath will take advantage of it. And you're right, David. Nerves of steel right now as the Frenchman takes that corner fast.
Yes, he does. That's that corner speed Davey talked about, and a mistake by Billiman right there allows Jeremy to close back up slightly, although Billiman has pulled away farther than I expected, Art. He is opening that gap even more. It looks like Jeremy has backed off his pace slightly or lost his focus because he's losing even more time.
At this time in the race as well, it takes conditioning. Let's go down to Davey Combs.
Hypothetical question for you guys. Imagine this were Las Vegas and it was truly $500,000 on the line. I think this is a good test of David Billiman's nerves. I think he's got a shot at that prize.
Absolutely. I mean, he had all the pressure. He made a mistake. McGrath overtook him. And he kept the pressure on. Obviously, it was on McGrath's mind for McGrath to go in and make that mistake right afterwards and allow Billiman to get back around.
And don't forget, Supercross fans, that will be live, direct television, pay-per-view from Las Vegas. Don't miss it.
These guys have pulled away so far from Wyndham, I can't even believe it. I think some of the momentum that Wyndham had, he lost in the heat race when he fell.
At least he's in line for a podium in third place. Ricky Carmichael, even though he had a tough time earlier, is coming back into fourth.
Kevin and Ricky, though, are 13 and 19 seconds back.
Trying to get around Tortelli is David Billiman.
Tortelli's running ninth. That gives you an idea. Billiman is really working his way up into the field. Larry Ward's next.
Be smart. His wrencher's going to put out the board.
Look at all these lapped riders he's got to work his way through. McGrath may have a shot at him yet. He's going to need a little bit of help.
And Billiman hold on for his fourth victory of the year. If he does, he would on the white flag lap now, the final lap. Can he hold him off? He would be getting close to the last rookies to get 5 wins, and they both did it in 1990. And I'm talking about Bradshaw and Jean-Michel Bayle, one of the heroes of David Villemin. Bob Hanna got 6 wins in his very first year of 250 action. Of course, McGrath is the leader there with 10. Damon Huffman in front of the leader.
It looks
I didn't think I would be saying that.
Unless Villemin crashes, he's got this one in the bag. McGrath knew that a couple of laps ago. You could just see it in his posture. He's going, you know, I gave it everything I had. The guy's on tonight. Second ain't bad. I'll hang on to a race lead.
David Villemin approaches the checkers. They just got the flag out in time. David Villemin wins his 4th race of the year, beating Jeremy McGrath and holding him off brilliantly through many, many laps.
What an accomplishment.
Steve Butler also prepares Jeremy McGrath's machine. There's Jeremy. The two are very good friends.
Jeremy's shaking his head going, well, I got to hand it to you, David. You can just see it. He knows he was beaten and gave it everything he had. Villemin was on tonight. It looked like that in practice.
Villemin sending a kiss to his mom and dad up in the stands. And there's Jeremy talking things over with Steve Butler. You know, Villemin voiced his respect of Jeremy McGrath early in the season. And that picture just told us the mutual respect between the two.
Absolutely. I think if Villemin were to be blowing his horn a little bit and not making those comments of respect for McGrath when he did beat him a couple of weeks in a row, Jeremy would have picked up on that and just hated the guy and wanted to beat him even more. But here he really respects it, and he's able to smile even though he's been beaten.
This is also the 12th win of the season for a rider on a Yamaha, which equals the best year ever for Yamaha in Supercross back in 1980. That was right after Bob Hanna got injured. And look at Villemin celebrate.
He is such a showman. You know, we see a lot of that, all the tricks and things that Pastrana does in that 125 class. And Villemin, look at that display of just awesome balance right there. He's a showman just like Pastrana, but his personality is a little bit more mellow, so sometimes he gets overlooked.
But he is such a great competitor, as is Travis Pastrana. So 2 Frenchmen walk away with the big trophy here in New Orleans here tonight.
Drivers don't win all the races for us at Toyota. Sometimes it's an engineer. Sometimes it's a mechanic. And sometimes it's John, who can take half a gram and turn it into a 1/16th of a car length. Nice going, John.
This is my cousin Giorgio from Italy. Buongiorno. Word has it, he knows Italian food like nobody else. So I took him to the Olive Garden for an Italian feast. Right away, he wanted their tour of Italy. 3 of the foods Italians love most. Buonissimo. Lasagna classico, chicken parmigiana, and creamy fettuccine alfredo. Plus, all the salad and breadsticks you want, all for $9.95. That's Hospitaliano. You'll love how Italian our Italian is. She thinks you're handsome. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
The greatest motorcycle racing on Earth reaches its climax on May 6th, and now for the first time ever, you can see it live. EA Sports Supercross Finals live on pay-per-view Saturday, May 6th at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. To order, call your cable or satellite company.
Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross is being brought to you by Suzuki. During Suzuki Fest 2000, get $400 worth of free accessories and great financing on selected models. And by Honda Motorcycles and the 2000 Honda Race Team. Honda, ride red.
David, you must be the happiest man in New Orleans. You just went out there 20 laps straight up. You beat Jeremy, but man, in the middle, it was tight.
Yeah, me also was tight, because I knew Jeremy was behind me. You know, he's the best Supercross rider in the world, and so I was really tight because he was pressuring me. And but I did a little mistake in past me. I did not jump the triple before the finish line, and he made a mistake also. And
I knew it was tired a little bit because it's pretty hot in the stadium, and I just tried to ride safe and smooth, so it was good tonight, and hopefully it can work because it was a race awesome.
I know in Las Vegas there's going to be a lot on the line, $500,000 in the band's Triple Crown. If it's that kind of race, do you think the pressure will get to you at all?
No, I don't think so. You know, I ride for the points and for the championship, you know. The money is good, but I just want to put my Yamaha up front and just ride smooth. I don't think about the money.
I tell you what, it was a fantastic job tonight, and also great tricks after the win.
Yeah, thanks a lot, David.
Well, you don't hear that in many sports. Racing for the glory, not the cash, as David Villeman has beaten Jeremy McGrath here in a tremendous race. As we take a look at the Honda results page, Villeman, McGrath, and Wyndham on the podium. So the local Louisianan makes the podium, getting that number 3rd spot with Carmichael back in 4th, Larocco in 5th. John Dowd, Huffman, Tortelli, Ward, and Thomas, the Iron Man, making the top 10.
That's awesome. Anytime you can ride both classes, all that riding, and still finish in the top 10, it's not even riding skill really, it's just stamina to be able to stay up there. And looking at Jeremy and Villeman, it was one mistake apiece, but it was I think Jeremy right now is kicking himself. That one mistake he made cost him the win. I think he could have held on had he not made that one.
It's obvious that Villeman is ready to take advantage of that mistake and make the move very quickly and decisively. Let's go back down to Davey.
Jared, from the first turn on, that looked like a tough race for you. First of all, how in the world did you stay up at that point?
Well, I came in really hot, just like I did in the heat race. I kind of choose to start a little bit outside because the one time I started inside and Villeman beat me out of the gate, he shut me off hard. So rather than get in the mix there, I'd rather just try and outbrake everyone. And I was pulling a road race 2-wheel drift coming in the first corner, that's for sure.
Later on, you got in front of Villeman, but then you made a mistake, and that cost you the win.
Yeah, David was riding a fast pace. You know, our bikes are working good. My Mazda Chaparral Yamaha is working great. And I got him over here, and I came around to this corner and jumped up on the tabletop, and I jumped a little bit too far. I was a little excited when I passed him. And rather than take the chance to jump off and case the jump and take a risk of going over the bars, I chose to hit the brakes and be a little more safe. And I thought I could get right close to him again and pass him, but it was really hot inside here, really humid, and such a fast pace. It was tough. I mean, granted, a few lappers got in the way when I was close towards the end, but hats off to him. He rode a great race.
Jeremy McGrath, a graceful loser. And as we take a look now at the Suzuki points list, it's tightening up a bit as Jeremy McGrath has a 1-race lead with 2 races left. The maximum number of points for a win is 25. So Villeman's got his work cut out for him, but David, it looks like he might need a little help, though, as far as the championship is concerned.
Right. Well, the championship is never decided until you've actually got it in hand. I remember leading series by quite a large margin, and even more than a race lead, having people tell me, oh, you got it. And I'm thinking, no, I don't have it. I could get hurt, jam my thumb, twist my ankle during the week practicing, and it would ruin the whole thing. So Jeremy knows that. He's going to be smart from here on out, and he should be able to win it.
Well, the rivalry lives on between the Yamaha riders. Chicago and Las Vegas coming up next. What a fantastic finish to the season. Let's go back down to the podium.
Kevin, what can I say? They got away from you on the start.
Yeah, they did, and they were holding a great pace up there. And you know, it took me a while to get around Ricky, and I never could tuck in behind him. I think that's what I needed on a track like this. It was a little bit easier. We had one rhythm section that was so-so. You know, it was pretty good, but there was only one. So those guys broke out. I never could get with their pace, and you know, I was just kind of back there from the start. Never really getting tired, but you know, I just didn't have it in me to get up there and get it with those guys.
You still got to be pleased with the ride. You won last week, of course, your first win of the year. Come out and get another podium finish. Finishing strong here in the Supercross Series.
Yeah, if you look at the beginning part of my season, I'd be happy with thirds all day long. So hopefully I can just carry the momentum over the outdoors. You know, I keep talking about outdoors. I'm really looking forward to riding there, and just you know, finish with a ball, stay off the ground, and try to put that Honda on top of the podium on the outdoor season. Thanks.
Wyndham blossoming late as we wind down the 2000 Supercross season. Our next ESPN2 telecast will be coming your way from Joliet, Illinois on May 13th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Hope you can join us. Art Ekman, David Bailey, Davey Coombs. David Villeman tries to delay Jeremy McGrath's championship celebration there. This has been a production of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
Today, when I came out here, it was my first time that I debuted the #1 plate.
little time off the bike, a little more than normal, and coming out maybe a little stiff or a little stale. And you don't want to, you know, disappoint anybody with the number 1 on your plate. You want to look good and represent it well. But I think it adds fuel to the fire a little bit, and you want to defend that. So I welcome the challenge of number 1.
This is the National Bicycle League's War of the Stars. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Greater Columbus Convention Center in Columbus, Ohio. Hi, everybody, I'm Paul Higgins, and welcome to the NBL Christmas Classic, the first stop of our 5-stop tour on the War of the Stars series. Well, it's mighty chilly out here, about 32 degrees. It's been snowing all morning, but inside, things are heating up on the track. For more on the track, let's go to Craig Reynolds.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, we're back in Columbus again, and every year this track gets better and better. The pro section gets radder, and it's so much fun here. So much fun they got